9 seasons worth of content. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel guys. It's your boy Starlight, and for today's video guys, we will be covering My Little Pony Friendship is Magic again. Yes, we are, just because I do love this series. I know I said I was done after the best and worst episodes and my favorite characters list, but I also wanted to talk about the seasons, because I feel like the seasons have such a strong narrative in each and every one of them that it's definitely worth talking about which seasons are better than other seasons. And with G6 basically confirming the return of Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Twilight Sparkle, now's the perfect time to start doing a little more of My Little Pony content. Not entirely, because like I said, I don't want it to be the basis of my channel, but I definitely want to talk about things that I think are worth talking about in terms of My Little Pony. So in today's video, we will be ranking every single My Little Pony Friendship is Magic season from worst to best. Number 9. Season 8. Virtually every single episode in Season 8 has nothing likable about it, and trust me, I've tried and looked, but there's just no episode this season that I can remember actually fully liking or even pity liking. Season 8 definitely had a lot of questionable decision making on what to write for certain episodes, and you could see it throughout the entire season that the writers had no idea what to do with it. The School of Friendship storyline that's going on in Season 8 just feels so forced and feels like it has absolutely no place in the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic story at all. A lot of our favorite characters and fan favorite characters feel like they got overly flanderized this season, even more than usual, which derails a lot of their character development. And like I was stating earlier, but let me clarify it, literally some of the worst episodes that you'll ever see in this entire show. So bad that half of them made my top 15 worst My Little Pony episodes list. That's how bad the season was. Season 8 did nothing but show that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic had finally reached its limits in terms of creativity and storytelling. And thank goodness Hasbro had the foresight to see this and put an end to this show for the very next season instead of trying to renew it for more episodes. Because believe me, Season 8 was really starting to have this SpongeBob/Simpson/Family Guy overstaying its welcome effect. The best episodes this season, if I had to pick which episodes I actually got some enjoyment watching, would have to be The Mod Couple and Fake It Till You Make It. Because other than that, episodes like Horseplay, Non-Compete Clause, The Mean Six, A Matter of Principles, Yakety Sax, and Father Knows Beast are episodes I will never ever watch again in this series. Number 8. Season 9. This season is slightly better than Season 8, but even then, that's not saying much. Riddled with basically the same problems that Season 8 has, Season 9, however, luckily had episodes that were actually worth watching for. The beginning of the End Duology, the ending of the End Duology, and the last problem were all really great episodes and are enough to make you shed tears because it's finally the end of the journey of My Little Pony. There's also a couple more gems, pun intended, hidden in this season to look out for, specifically The Last Crusade and the Big Mac Question. But everything else, unfortunately, the flanderization that was in Season 8 unfortunately carries over in Season 9 as well, and it leads to a lot of very bad episodes in this season too. So while we had 5 great episodes and like 2 very decent episodes, we still had more misfires than hits in this season. Season 9 definitely continues to suffer from Season 8's storytelling, in terms of it felt like the writers were starting to run out of ideas for what episodes they could make. And given that this is the last season of Friendship is Magic, they had a lot of storylines they had to wrap up, and some wrapped up really nicely and some wrapped up very questionably. But overall, there's more to like about Season 9 than there is about Season 8, and that's why Season 9 ranks slightly higher than Season 8. The best episodes, like I stated earlier, but I'll reiterate it again, would be both duologies that happen in this series, along with The Last Problem, which to me is my personal favorite episode in this entire series. And then the worst episodes this season being Trivial Pursuit, which feels like a worse version of Feeling Pinky Keen, She Talks to Angel, Dragon Dropped, Uprooted, and Going to Seed. Number 7. Season 7. I stated in a previous video that Season 7 was bad, but I need to better clarify that. It's not bad, but its worst points are just as bad as Season 8, but at its best moments, it's quite possibly the best season in all of My Little Pony at its best moments. The middle of the season definitely saved Season 7 a lot for me. Episodes like All Bottled Up, The Royal Problem, Discord and Harmony, The Perfect Pair, and Fame and Misfortune are all very stellar episodes. The storytelling, the comedy, and the charm all being prime reasons of that. But this is also the season that gave us Honest Apple, Daring Dunn, and Once Upon a Zeppelin. So yeah, those episodes are really some of the worst in this entire franchise. I also wasn't a big fan of the duology that ended the season as well, Shadowplay. It's just something about it that just bores me every time I watch it. Also Secret and Pies too, because Rainbow Dash really did hurt my girl Pinkie Pie in this episode. Season 7 is definitely very, very hard to talk about because again, there's a lot of things I really like about it and a lot of things I really hate about it. The things I hate really gives you the sense that this show's starting to have that overstayed its welcome effect, but it wasn't as bad yet. So thank goodness that the best episodes this season are able to make this season not as bad as the other two seasons are. With a couple of these episodes still being in my top 30 favorite episodes all time, even if I had to redo that list again. So again, Season 7 is not a bad season per se, but it's not a good one either. So it's literally just average at best for me. Number 6. Season 6. The last good season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. The cracks in the quality in the show were starting to begin, but it wasn't enough to warrant any attention. Yet. One thing Season 6 does a great job at doing is keeping the viewer intrigued with some relatively innovative ideas, and even redoing some of the bad episodes from past seasons. The highlights from this season for me personally would have to be The Gift of Mod Pie, A Heartswarming Tale, Flutter Brother, The Cart Before the Pony, The Times of Changeling, Pony Point of View, The Saddle Overview, Discords and Dungeons, Buckball Season, Viva Las Pegasus, and the season finale two-parter, To Where and Back Again. A lot of great episodes, right? Well, we still got a couple stinkers here and there in this season. Particularly, the most controversial episode this season would probably have to be 28 Pranks Later, which, in my personal opinion, is not a bad episode, and I actually enjoy it more than even some of the worst episodes in the show that I've ranked or talked about. I get Rainbow Dash as being a you-know-what more than usual, but it wasn't enough to take me out of the episode, and she got her comeuppance at the end. And this may be a controversial pick for a lot of people, but I still, even upon trying to rewatch this episode and really like it, I just can't. But No Second Prances still remains one of my least favorite episodes in this entire show. And trust me, I tried to watch it with an open mind, but I just can't get over Twilighting the entire situation and Trixie basically wanting to commit suicide. There's also plenty other bad episodes here too, like Applejack's Day Off, Newbie Dash, and Stranger Than Fan Fiction. So those 4 episodes and one controversial episode aside, I truly do like Season 6. But Season 6 isn't going to rank any higher than number 6 because I find that the best episodes in this season can't compete with some of the best episodes in other seasons. But it's still a really enjoyable season for the most part. Number 5. Season 3. I was initially going to rank Season 3 lower on this list, like I would say bottom 3, because of how short this season was compared to other My Little Pony seasons. The reason for that is because obviously this was supposed to be the last season of Friendship is Magic before Hasbro saw the dollar signs that the show was bringing in and decided to renew it for a few more seasons. So I tried to be as objective as possible while ranking Season 3. And there were just too many things that I love about Season 3 for me to rank it lower than Season 6 despite how short this season is. The highs of this season are just too big to ignore. I think you guys know exactly what episode I'm about to bring up, aren't you?
And solemnly swear not to be scared at the prospect of being doubly there. Look, a double me! I think you mean a double me.
I love Pinkie. I love Pinkie so much. Aside from that episode, Magical Mystery Cure is one of the best season finales in this entire show. Magic Duel is another great episode too. Keep Calm and Flutter On really shows the chemistry between Discord and Fluttershy. And Crystal Empire is another great duology in this entire show. And despite one bad apple and Spike Edge's service trying their darndest to drag this season down, everything else was enough to keep season 3 from ranking too low on this list. A lot of great episodes and 2 really bad episodes. This should rank higher, but because of how short the season is, I don't want to rank it higher than 5 for that particular reason. Because comparing a 13 episode season to a 26 episode season is not fair overall, because there's a lot more chances for misfires in the bigger season than there is a shorter season. Number 4. Season 5. The Starlight Glimmer season. Even though she solely appears in the beginning and the ending of the season, her impact was greatly left throughout this entire season. Also throw in the fact that she was still riding off the high of the peakness of another season that we're going to talk about later on this list, and we get another great MLP Friendship is Magic season. While not nearly as perfect or as nostalgic as past seasons, Season 5 kept up a very solid pace of very good to great episodes. The Starlight Glimmer episodes are no doubt the magnus opuses of this entire season, sporting some of the darkest moments and craziest what-if storylines you'll ever see. Episodes like Castle Sweet Castle, Tanks for the Memories, Slice of Life, and Amending Fences are also genuinely very touching episodes that show how much the main 6 deeply love and care for each other and others. The Brotherhood Social and Crusaders of the Lost Mark finally give CMC their due justice as characters in the show, and once again, Mary Jack episodes are the best episodes. However though, Season 5 sports some of the same troubles that Seasons 1 and 2 did, where some episodes do feel forced or a bit too mean-spirited. Biggest example of this being Princess Spike, which continues the string of very bad Spike episodes. Scaremaster felt like character derailment despite how much I love the premise of it. And What About Discord sees Discord troll Twilight so badly and cements Discord as a forever polarizing figure in this entire franchise. But regardless, much like Season 3, a lot of the goods this season outweighs the bad, and the highs of the season are just too hard to ignore despite how bad one particular episode and how mediocre a couple other episodes are. Number 3. Season 1. Here we are, the season that started it all, and it still holds up as a top 3 season in this show in my opinion. Call it nostalgia or first impressions being lasting impressions, but Season 1 did a great job at world building Friendship is Magic and provided some vibrant, engaging storytelling and personality. While I was initially hesitant to watch this show because of Twilight's initial characterization, that quickly changed once the other main 6 members were introduced. After that, the show picked up steam very quickly for me. Even though episodes like Griffin the Brush Off, Suited for Success, Over the Barrel, and All's Well That Ends Well really left a bad taste in my mouth and had me questioning why I was watching this show to begin with, everything else was off the charts. Cutie Mark Chronicles, Bridal Gossip, and The Best Night Ever are top 10 episodes all time for me because of the creativity and the storytelling that it provides. All the while, Look Before You Sleep, Fairweather Friends, Sonic Rain Boom, Feeling Pinky Keen, and Green Isn't Your Color provides the main 6 most iconic duo dynamics: Rary Jack, Apple Dash, Flutter Dash, Twi-Pie, and Rary Shy. I love this season so much, and this season just has the typical first season flaws that are often needed to understand what works and what doesn't. Whether or not they've learned from those flaws as time progresses up for interpretation, but overall, I think Season 1 was a great start to one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Number 2. Season 2. It is very hard for any show, film, or piece of media to replicate the success of the prequel, but somehow, Season 2 managed to outdo Season 1. It cleaned up a lot of the inconsistencies that Season 1 had while also being willing to step into much darker territory. We get new villains and characters added to the lineup like Discord and Chrysalis. We get to see current character dynamics build up upon each other like Flutter Dash and Sparity, and we get so much needed character development for specific characters. The best episodes to me this season are easily The Return of Harmony to Duology, Lesson 0, Lunar Eclipsed, Made the Best Pet Win, Secret of My Excess, Horsewoman Eve, The Last Roundup, Putting Your Hoof Down, It's About Time, Hurricane Fluttershy, and the Cantalá Wedding Duology. All of these are incredible episodes. However though, because a sequel to most things in life are always too hard to try and outdo the original two, we do have some duds this season. The Mysterious Mare Duel is still easily one of the worst episodes in this entire show, along with Baby Cakes. Dragon Quest isn't as bad as those two episodes are, but it's still a rather bad Spike episode. And then my least favorite episode in this entire series, Pony Confidential, which is emotionally abusive and manipulative. So despite all these mean-spirited episodes doing everything they can to harm Season 2's quality, it's just the highs of Season 2 are just too high to ignore. It's definitely an amazing season, and one that would later prove to be the blueprint to what we would get for a particular season that we're literally going to talk about in a few moments actually. But before we get to that season, as usual, I want to do a recap, and then after this recap, we will talk about what made number 1 on this list. So I will see you guys in about a few seconds. Okay, we're not even going to sugarcoat it, we're just going to get straight into the number 1 spot on this list, guys, which is Season 4. After reaching the 65 episode mark limit in Season 3 and releasing Equestria Girls movie, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was initially supposed to end back in 2013. However, due to the unprecedented amount of popularity the show had reached in multiple different graphics, along with having some of the most absurd toy sales numbers ever seen, Hasbro decided to greenlit Friendship is Magic for an extra set of seasons. And thank goodness they did, because what we got straight away is far away the very best season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Every episode this season felt innovative, refreshing, and had a lot of personality and energy radiating through them. Even the worst episodes this season aren't even bad episodes, and the character progressions and developments felt natural and mature, and yes, while there were a couple of boneheaded moments, those were not enough to affect or deter how incredible of a season this was. Because there were so many incredible episodes in this legendary lineup, it was hard for me to pick just one, but I can pick the ones that stood out to me the most this season, and hang tight cause there's quite a bit. The Princess Twilight Sparkle Duology, Castlemania, Power Ponies, Bats, Pinkie Pride, Simple Ways, Philly Vanilli, It Ain't Easy Being Breezy, Mod Pie, and Twilight's Kingdom Duology. And if I had to pick a worst episode this season, it would either have to be Daring Don't or Some Pony Watching Over Me, but in all honesty, these episodes aren't even bad, they're just less than stellar than all the other episodes this season, with the former being a little too forced and the latter being just unnecessary drama, but is realistic unnecessary drama. Other than that, there's no contest. Season 4 is the best season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic easily. And that brings us to the conclusion of today's video, guys. What do you guys think of the ranking? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Which seasons did you like more or less than the others? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot and helps the channel grow. Please hit the like, share, or subscribe button if you want more content like this. And as usual, it's your boy Starlight, and I'll see you guys next time.